the rules within the contract. So negotiate it. Like, I don't understand why that negotiation can't happen. And it doesn't seem like it happened based on all the information we have, which is frustrating.
Yeah, it seemed like he didn't want to negotiate. But that's what I would think what would happen. I think that's what Candace said she did when she got the contract, and it wasn't, I guess, okay with her. Certain things she didn't agree with.
Then we have, I do not think that Real Daily Wire was an acceptable initial offer, but to me, it's impossible to say Crowder came out looking good. It seems he wants to be imposing the same exact terms as he's projecting to.
Objector says, will Crowder's company pay his creators guaranteed big money regardless of the revenues they bring in while they let their freak flag fly?
Time out. I don't agree with the premise. Nobody said it was regardless of revenues you bring in. It just said it could not be tied to big tech monetization and being on these platforms.
But that is the money you bring in.
Yeah,
that is part of the money that you bring in.
That would be the same exact thing. I don't know why. Hold on a minute. No, how about you answer the question? Are you paying your people based off of salary, even though they wouldn't be able to provide the product? Is that what's going down? I would love to hear what the answer to that was, and not the no, it's not the yes, it is. That's the same. I don't understand what was the difference.
It's for a lot of creators, that's the money. That's all the money they bring in. So if you bring in a YouTube creator that has, I don't know, 800,000-900,000 subscribers, and maybe they're prominent on Rumble a little bit, but the majority of that revenue, unless they have outside, memberships or something, then guess what? They get demonetized. They have no revenue. So it seems like a really ridiculous stance.
You're bringing in 5 subscribers versus 500,000. That's a much different thing. Yeah. And sponsors versus no sponsors. That's a much different thing. Nobody said that they couldn't make money, and nobody said Steven had to be given a guaranteed production contract no matter what money he brought in. Right? They were.
Let me read this. It says people seem to gloss past one single fact in all of this. Between the OG contract and now, Daily Wire tried to steal his employees. It's a part of the reason he wanted to speak up about bad practices. So by him coming out with a video and stating that this other company is a big con, and if you're a creator and you don't want to be treated like this, you need to come over here. Then he pretty much saying that the people that work for them and already signed the contracts should wake up and come over to his new network that he's starting. Would you consider that him trying to take employees or steal employees or future employees and prospects? What if someone was going to sign with Daily Wire next year that's small and up and coming, and they're like, you know what? I think I'm going to go with Crowder. Wouldn't that be the same thing? Wouldn't that be the same thing? That be happening. It's part of the game. Part of the game.
Completely and conveniently leaving that off of the table and saying, this is a lot of money, and if you lose anything, that's not going to happen.
To a rev split with upside, right? Again, this is what happens in the entertainment industry. Every time, whether it's a banded venue, right? You do a minimum guarantee, which is going to be lower, which mitigates your risk, or you get the gate, you do a rev split with upside. You see any upside there? Is there any portion there that says, by the way, if you actually do have the 300, which is well over 300,000 people who are going to be in my club, if you actually do hit that, you get to share in this.
Yeah, they offer zero. Negative.
It's 100% ownership. And by the way, they're the only ones who demand 100% of merch revenue. That's not even standard. So 100% of merch, hey, you can do the math right now. You just saw the sponsors.
But that was the first contract, bro. You could negotiate that. Why not send the contract back? Nope. Circle that out. Nope. We'll keep it 100% on merch. Actually, negotiate, but instead you're going this way where I do feel like it has to be tied into the promotion and marketing of his network or what he got going on. It just seems like that from over here.
Sorry, you saw the live numbers? Yeah. That's what sponsors know about. How much can you guess can be generated from a single sponsor with the kind of numbers? If you're doing 1.7, 1.9 million screens per show for 35 minutes.
What's the standard rate? It's like,
I feel like this all could have been dealt with in a much different way. Right here, Cernovich retweeted by Jack Posobiec. And let me be clear, because Jack Posobiec, and I follow Jack Posobiec, I do not like Cernovich at all. But both of these guys who are jumping on the pro-Crowder the pro-Daily Wire anti-Crowder train, I just want to point out that both of these holier-than-thou guys, okay, these guys never wanted to talk about their good buddy Jack Murphy. Oh yeah, they loved Jack Murphy. They loved them some Jack Murphy.
My bad. It was muted. Tell me how long y'all could hear before. I don't know exactly who Jack Murphy is, to be honest. I'm a little bit lost on this part.
And then post Jack Murphy being exposed, they didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to mention it. They didn't want to talk about anything Jack Murphy. They never addressed it because they're cowards. So while I tend to agree with, some of their takes on this particular subject, I'm not carrying anybody's water here because I don't care about any of these clowns. I am here to give you my opinion. And I am very torn on this topic because, like I said, I appreciate and respect Steven Crowder. I respect Daily Wire. I may have disagreements with both parties. I don't want this to be as ugly as it is, but it clearly is at this point. I know the internet is very divided right now, although I feel that Steven Crowder has more of the internet on his side up to this point. And I want to believe, like, as the individual, I want to believe Steven Crowder is the one in the right. I want to believe that. I just don't up to this point. I just don't, because
it doesn't seem like everything's like being 100%. From where I'm sitting, it just don't seem right.
Too many things are not lining up, but I would love to be wrong about that. But let's listen to this right here. So Cernovich tweets, Crowder said there was no counter offer, but his agent may have asked for more money. Right, because an agent isn't acting on your behalf. RIP to the Simps who fell for this. The fact that he says anything about Simps falling for something and he never talked about Jack Murphy or whatever.
I'm on your side on this one. Everybody can know my bias. The reason that really bothered me is because I run a company. I know how much money we make. And there are people who assume that revenue equals money in your pocket profit. And it's like, no. If they're giving him $50 million, it sounds so wonderful.
They're assuming you're dumb. They're treating the audience like they're dumb again.
Well, no, a lot of people don't. Nobody understand this.
People don't understand because they're assuming that you won't go into research. Look, $50 million basketball money versus $12 million. If let's say Marvel says, I don't know, the new Thor movie is $200 million. Is that Hemsworth's salary? It's that simple of an analogy. Yeah. But the issue here, and I'll let Joe kind of talk about that more. The issue here is like, I think of these people at Daily Wire. They've said that they're very business savvy. They're running a business. So are they very business savvy? And are they dumb and don't know that $12.5 million a year for an entire production house is what we're actually looking at? Or are they lying when they say it's basketball money and $50 million? I think Candace Owens at one point got up like 140 or something. And I don't
so you said you wanted $30 million a year or 140.
And the only reason people know that's not true, and you've seen the transcript, you ever see me once say, hey, it's about more money? There was never an offer sent after I said, look, it's a non-starter if you don't change these terms. And please tell me you're not doing this for other people. There was never anything after that. Whereas, of course, the non-starter is, I can't do 5 libraries because I do commercials. I just want
to ask one specific question because a lot of people are bringing this up and they're accusing you guys of only exposing them after they turned down your counteroffer. Is that true, or can you add more information to that?
Yeah, I don't know why they're saying the timeline that he kind of gave was completely inaccurate.
Yeah, there was never any counter offer from us. What Steven said was basically, look, guys, these are the terms that we have a problem with. Right. And if this, I don't care what the contract says dollar-wise. If these terms are in there, that's bad, and you need to start again. This has to be pulled out.
So there was no counteroffer because I'm seeing a lot of you guys say.
There was the agent. I think my agent. The first they sent this term sheet. Agent said, well, if you're talking about 100% ownership, by the way, in perpetuity forever, meaning it's a 6-year contract with no option to negotiate. They have an option to extend for 2 years, 6 years, locked in at that rate. And again, right? How do you penalize someone for money that they don't make? They're not going to lose money on you being demonetized. Now I get them a special situation, but this is demanded of everybody. The big con issue is something that I've been running up against, and everyone in this industry knows for many, many years.
It's not for everybody, especially if everyone's able to negotiate what they will and will not sign. If you really stood for this, and this is not a shot at Crowder because I enjoy his work, I think he's hilarious. But if you really stood for this, I find it hard that you would even be willing to negotiate any kind of contract or sign with any kind of company if you really believed in true independence and going against Big Con. Why would you even listen to an offer if that's the case? I don't know. And of course, I'm speaking from all the way down here, looking at giants like Crowder and Daily Wire. So I might not know anything that I'm talking about, but it seemed like, I don't know. It seemed like it's not 100%. Like he's giving us 80% and not 100%.
They just were arrogant enough to out themselves and to put it in writing and to say, we know how to run this business. We figured it out. You don't know what you're talking about. And of course, after that, another last straw was, then going and trying to take our social media director. And I only showed you that email because he's willing for me to show you. Like, we have people poach all the time. When you have your ideas stolen and they put more money behind it, not just mine. When you build someone up and someone else comes in and says, hey, we'll offer you more money. They use them for 6 months and burn them out. I'm sure that's an accident. I'm sure the people at the top of Daily Wire didn't know when they reached out to someone who was not looking for a job, who loudly and proudly advertises himself as social media director for Loud with Crowder. But I can tell you that on that phone call, they said, we have an entire social media department. I said, I have one guy, Gary, and he's awesome. 2 days later.
I do want to dedicate more time.
Gary joined Daily Wire. Well, no, they came and tried to hire him.
It's like...
That's a dirty move, but... It's a dirty move. It's a dirty move.
Like I said, man, every bone in my body wants to side with the individual in this situation. My gut feeling I just feel like Steven Crowder is trying to play dumber than he really is for optics. He's acting like he's not a smart businessman, and he damn sure is a smart businessman. You know who's not a good businessman? Me. You know why? Yeah, I said it in Tim Bullshit. I've made more independent creators than fucking Steven Crowder has. Look at all the people that have been part of Geeks and Gamers that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Do you know how much money I get from any of these creators? Nothing. I have no agreements, and I'm not going to. I've never been in that type of business where I'm going to build you up so I can have your money or put you under NDA or all this other shit. I would be rolling in the money if I had that business sense, but I don't.
I understand that. I get it 100%.
Never had that. Steven Crowder has NDAs, he has agreements, he has contracts, which is fine. The dude's a big deal. But he's just like, I just don't know all this business stuff. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you're not no rookie. You know how negotiations go, which is why you was willing to even hear it in the first place. And so it just doesn't seem right, man.
Clearly know this stuff. You were in a business contract negotiation with a major corporation And now you're acting like you never wanted anything to do with that. It just, none of this feels right from his perspective for me. And it drives me crazy because I want to side with the individual. My gut tells me that it's just something doesn't seem right. This whole thing has been wild. It's been crazy. We're going to continue to follow it. Shout out to Mark Dice. Mark Dice is about the only real one out there, it seems like. He will just call it like it is, and he does not care.
And you let him have it. Well, that's the update. I'm really done with this situation with Crowder and Daily Wire. I feel like it has been milked to the fullest extent from whether it's Crowder or Daily Wire or a bunch of creators talking about it. It's like beef within the conservative sphere. It sounds ridiculous, and it gives people who are, I guess, woke or liberal more things to laugh at, right? And make it seem like people are just bugged out and like, see, look, even he said that they're grifters, so they must be grifters. And this and this and this. All of this seemed like just a lot of contract negotiation tactics. If just to give my honest opinion. But whatever, tell me what you think down in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, all that good stuff. Check me out on Patreon.